Welcome to Bases in Goodwood, Chichester. We've just heard something big has happened with Tim Rifat, and we've just been doing a little bit of towing for Duncan, and we're just about to do an update after all this time in his farm about what's going on. It's 2020, coming up to the June solstice, and the car is still in one piece.
Where are you sitting?
Are you sitting where the yellow cable is?
Yeah.
Recording on this?
You recording?
Yeah.
Have we started? Are we a go, are we?
I just start.
Have I got to put my phone down?
Yeah.
We're a go and I'm not ready. I'll leave it there in case I get an emergency
That's
phone
enough.
call from someone.
We'll do.
Dan's going to do it. Oh. Do you know what? I'm going to put my Star Wars top on for this.
Time to ring her up.
Yeah, that's what I said. Turned yours off.
Does this mean we got product placement?
What?
Is this product placement?
What, Rolex placement? Buy Rolex. Buy Star Wars products. Feed the Jedi service.
You're going to be too hot in that.
Doesn't matter. I'm fucking Star Wars, look. Let me just pick the food off it. That'll do. That'll do. The little dog. Cookie. Cookie.
Well, Dunks,
Hello. Fancy seeing you here.
down on the farm.
Down on the farm. Been a while since we did the farm, isn't it?
Yeah.
2 years?
I think so.
2.5
Had the beautiful
years.
Caroline with us then.
I've just met Tim, hadn't I? And we were talking about
So
stuff.
we had 6 hours of extremely detailed stuff planned. There's a woman looking at me sideways here.
Oh, what, today?
Yeah. And obviously, because we're up to the minute with what's going on.
Let me just, I'll start explain, shall I? Something's happened.
Yeah, something's happened. So
Something really big's happened this week. And we got a message from Tim. I don't understand what's happened and I don't know the full details, but it's got something to do with chaos. Tim likes to create these paradox engines, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's just turned chaos into a paradox. I could be wrong, I'm speculating.
explain that.
I don't know the details. No.
30 seconds, just 1, 2,
That ain't
3.
gonna happen in 30 seconds.
Well, I'll give you 90 seconds.
No, because then I'm going to say more of what I...
Say what
And
you
then
want
if
to
he
say.
says the opposite, I'll just look like a dick, because I don't know what's happened, but something major's happened with chaos, that's all I'm going to say. And it changes a lot of things. But how and what it's going to change, I don't know. But Tim will do a video Friday night with Mike in Vietnam. And Mike told me he's going to mention it. I don't know if he's going to go into it, because I think he's continuing from the Freemasonic Illuminati upgrade for the magic kit. With the black checkerboard. So he'll mention something, and then we'll know what's going on. But something's happened with chaos. and if it is what I think it is, it will affect everyone and everything will be affected by it.
There's an event happening.
And it could be it's probably a good thing,
Yeah.
what's happened, but then it's Tim, so what he's going to say, I couldn't second guess him, can I? You can't second guess that man.
Now, what's your
chance.
status? Are you
So-
minion or
What?
are you minion or
Yeah.
what's your grand title?
Chief Minion.
Chief minion. Oh, woo.
There's a few others, but we won't go into that yet. Some aren't quite established, are they, yet, Annie? Do you know what I'm talking about?
We have angelic Anne here. Annie.
Annie and Anne. What, Anne?
Annie.
Angelic Annie. So, what I did want to talk about with Miles today was evil and chaos, because I've done quite a lot about it on Facebook lately. But after the message I got, it's probably not a good idea to talk about that, because it might not be relevant anymore. And to know what I'm
Okay, if you
talking
could
about,
establish
just have a look on my Facebook page and
Yeah.
look at the last 3 or 4 posts, and I found some stuff that Tim
from
wrote
the point of
11
view of
years
the
ago.
recording.
Sorry?
From the point of view of the recording, people will not have seen what you've put on Facebook. Could you
No.
sort of mention that?
Do you know what?
You need to go onto Facebook, folks.
I'll go onto Facebook, because then I can read off notes. It's like reading off notes, isn't it?
Now, if people want to find things out, where do they find you on Facebook?
Duncan Davis. And my logo is me and my black car going around Goodwood. Didn't even put my ugly mug
His
on it.
black car.
Yeah, you've got Facebook, you've got the YouTube, which is Gridkeeper. My old name, new name, Celestial Paladin.
Ah, yeah,
That's not
that's
up yet.
Yeah.
And
Illuminati Rising, is it?
Oh, Illuminati Revelations.
Revelation.
They were the films we did to expose the MK Ultra secret of what they did to Max Spears and his energy naggle body. And then you've got what am I saying? Facebook. We used to have lots of groups on Facebook that not many people knew about, but they've just all been closed, and we've got one group.
Who closed them? Facebook?
No, they were. Someone did them off their own back for us, so we weren't controlling them, and they had to get on with their lives and do other stuff. So they closed them. They should have just passed them over to us, really, but they closed them all down. We put everything into one group. It was public, but what happens with a public group when you want to discuss Tim Rifat technology? You get everyone else coming in telling you you're wrong and this, and it ends up being a complete and utter shit pit. So after this weekend, everyone's being kicked out of the group that hasn't bought anything from Tim Rifat. So if you've got some of his psychotronic crystal technology, you can join. It's called Supernatural Spirit Magic School. There's a like page for it, and there's also a group, because we need a place where people that have got Tim's products can actually openly talk to each other, not be shy about it, and actually learn and evolve with it.
Yeah, a closed group.
When you've got a group with watchers, lurkers, people that are there just to disrupt it and everything else, the people that deserve or should get the most out of it just sit in the sidelines and watch, and nothing happens. So that group's being made private, but if anyone out there who's already got Tim's products, you're more than welcome to join. Just send me a copy of your certificate on Facebook. And then it's the websites. So you've got supernaturalspirit.com. Supernaturalspirit.com is where Tim wrote all the deep core secrets of the Illuminati. So you've got all the truth seekers on the planet looking for truth, and we go through these veils. I've torn down this veil of illusion, I'm getting to that one. And for years everyone's talked about this final veil. Where is it? What is it? Well, it's Tim Rifat. Now everyone can argue with me about that, I don't care, but there's no one apart from Tim that can give you these secrets. So supernaturalspirit.com, go and read, look on it, click on Illuminati Secrets, and then you click on another link and you go deeper into it. And
That's very interesting.
And it's called...
Could you pull your mic up so that it's outside?
Yeah, oh
How far down is it?
It's there. Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So
yeah,
and they're
okay.
core secrets. So when I say core secrets, I'm going, you've got your 13 bloodlines, and you where's the core of that? So you have the Rothschilds at the top, and where's the core of that? Well, it's the inner core Israeli rabbi. And this goes all the way back to the arch necromancer Solomon, who wrote the Book of Demons. So he started the Sanhedrin Illuminati. Hang on, I was just doing this on Facebook, wasn't I? I've just been distracted by myself. So all these secrets on supernaturalspirit.com, a lot of the stuff that's on there comes from back then, where the Sanhedrin started. And these secrets are all the things you'll never find written anywhere else in the world. And and a lot of people say to me, "Oh, I've read it, I don't understand it." Well, I didn't understand it when I found it. Well, Tim showed it to me 3 years ago. So what I do, I read through it, and you get to these words you've never heard of. Just put it into Google, get the meaning of it, and keep reading. A couple of weeks later, go back and read it again. When you don't understand one of the words, Google it. Once you've gone through it and you don't have to Google any words, you're starting to understand it. And then a year later, you've read other stuff, it all starts to make sense. And one of the things I wrote out the other day, the best comment on it from Michelle said, "If you'd have said this to me 3 years ago, I would have told you were talking complete shit." So it's 3 years of researching Tim, you start to get your head around things, you know, and it's because it's the last veil of that illusion, the information we've never heard before, so you're not going to understand it, you know. And it does take a lot to get your head around it. So that, you know, the last post I did, SpaceX mouse, was the fallen angel, which you spoke to me about on the phone. Now, Tim wrote this 11 years ago, and what he's telling you in this is, he's going on about Zion, but there's a bit further down. He tells you where man comes from, and it makes a lot of sense. He talks about the chimpanzee and Yaldabaoth, and I'll read this bit. So the evil Yaldabaoth had to quantum superimpose its evil spirit onto the angel's holy spirit to enable the imprisoning of the angel in a modified chimp prison, the ADR matrix, the Eon 12 Eon prison, all that stuff, which is in the post before, which is a lot of explaining. This was done by quantum This was done by quantum superimposing the Yaldabaoth chaos evil on the biophysical body of the angelic human. So, and it just goes on one. But if you read it all, it tells you how they made the human the way the human is. And Tim's soul rescue service, which is $600, you know, your soul's pinned in another space, in the middle place. And the middle place, no, I'm not going to go into one about all that, but I'll talk for hours about it. It's all on here, it's all on Facebook. And chaos evil. So I'm not going to talk about it because of what Tim said. I'm starting to talk about it already, I don't want to. Because next week I might do this and I'd say something completely different because things have changed. Is that camera looking at Cookie? So anyway, yeah, supernaturalspirit.com, and then you've got supernaturalspirit.org, which is for the magic school. And Tim produced a unified magic kit, which I know a lot of you have heard about. And the whole point of doing it is so that your camera fell off, is so that humans can use magic on planet Earth without being fucked over by supernatural spirits. Because all magic that's been used by humans for a long time involves supernatural spirits. You don't have the full protection, you don't have all the secrets, and you don't have all the knowledge, because the Sanhedrin won't let you have it. Because they have it, which is why they control the planet. That's how it works. So Tim went through OTO, Templars, all magic systems, and he looked at what works and what doesn't, where the booby traps are, and he just took a good bit out of each one, put it into unified magic. And those videos are all on YouTube, as a lot of you know. They're the Unified Magic series. The Unified Magic goes through everything that is occult, goes through the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life, everything that's wrong with it, how the books were designed to do over the users. And this is what the Inner Core did to even the Illuminati. Members of the Illuminati do their Kabbalistic rituals, they're doing them back to front. It's the same with the Masons, the Templars. It goes on and on and on and on. And you Masons, you're listening to me, and I know you're going to think I'm an idiot because a lot of you tell me every week, you threaten me with all this, that, and the other. And, well, I'm not the one who's ruined my life doing it wrong. You lot are. I don't care. It's up. You did it. So Tim has all the solutions to get everyone out of this, including the Masons, if they so wish to choose it, which they probably won't anyway. So that's supernaturalspirit.org. And he goes through Enochian magic. There's so many secrets in there. And then we've got, what else have we got? Psychicwarfare.com. Now, psychic warfare is interesting because it scares a lot of people off because it's all about killing and taking out your enemy and stuff like that. But you don't just go around attacking anyone. It's your enemy. If someone's trying to do you in and you've not done anything to them, then use psychic warfare on them. Clean up, put things right, or things won't get any better. But psychic warfare, the opposite of psychic warfare, is the healing technology and the anti-aging. So when Tim supplies the anti-aging and healing technology, what you're doing with it is the opposite of what you do with psychic warfare. And the future, so we're in a psychic warfare world at the moment, but cut a long story short, the future of psychic warfare is that in the future, every human on the planet will be protected from psychic warfare, so there won't be any. But that's a long road to go down, a very long road. Have we got another website? Psychotronicgenerators.com. So Tim's talked before about when he did work with the Russians, and he had a Russian friend that gave him those documents, which I think you've seen. I think they're the ones that were in his book you read out. Psychotronic Generators is where you can learn a lot of the science behind Tim's torsion field technology. And there's free audio. See, everything we say is free. It's only if you want to get yourself out of this, you can give Tim a minimum of $600 and buy something off him and get yourself out of the shit. And yes, a lot of people say to me, he should be giving it away for free. No. Tim put his whole life into it, and it's a lifetime's work.
But there's important reasons for that, from an energy balance point of view.
How much energy did Tim put into it?
Yeah.
So on this planet, as you see with the light workers, you go around trying to save everything and help everyone. It doesn't help you in the long run. It doesn't. And it's the same with Tim, especially the real vampires. Once you become a real vampire, you can't give anything away. It doesn't work like that. So, yeah, exactly what Angelic Annie said. Money is complex number energy, which is also power and mathematical energy. So, by Tim giving you a product for $600, you've got a crystal, and it's not just a crystal. You know, people look at them and it's just a crystal. No, it's what's in it. It's torsion field technology that was developed a million years in the future from now, that Tim remote viewed and brought back, and then merged with what he'd learnt from the Russians and everything else he'd learnt with MI6 and everything else, and the Illuminati. That's why he's the only one who's done it. That's the reason. So Psychotronic Generators is very useful for free audio as well. We did have a few other websites. There's Mind Over Matter and RV Science, which you can't really buy anything off, but we left them up. There's products on there for $40 and stuff like that, but the information's there and it's free. All the information's free. But I will say one thing, there's no point in learning from Tim Rifat and getting all this information and then not doing anything about it. That sort of makes it worse for you in the long run, the way I see it, you know. So everyone in the world should have at least one Tim Rifat product in their pocket. It's either that or stay in bed with Zion, because everyone is in bed with Zion. Look on Facebook, everyone hates Zion. Well, you pay tax, you do this, you do that. You're supporting Zion. Everyone still supports Zion. So there you go. Chaos. See, I'm stopping because that would lead into talking about chaos, but something's changed. I don't know what it is. It's big though, it's big. So yeah, I just want to see if it is a paradox engine. If it's a paradox engine, then it could be explained. But if it isn't, Tim would have, I don't know, I'd get your head around it.
What is a paradox engine?
No, I don't want to, no, I can't explain it. This paradox engine, I'd have to go into one of Tim's services and then explain. And it's like, Okay, slight explanation. The Nephilim. Everyone talks about the Nephilim being giants back in the olden days. I'll tell you why they were giants. Because they can grow their souls, which is their biofield. So your soul, for years as a light worker, my soul's inside me, it's not at all. Zion's the thing they install inside you, which is the voice. That shit in the back of your head. Your soul is your cocoon. It's your biofield. So real vampires collect so much energy that their biofields just grow bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And they get to the size of the planet. So why is a Nephilim known as a giant? Because their souls grow to the size of the planet. Once you're on a planet and your soul is the size of the planet, you can virtually do whatever you want, really. There's no limits. And that's what's coming to the future of this planet. If we can get past all this shit, we can have the magical world.
There's a lot of shit happening at the moment.
So the Nephilim, you see the Nephilim written about in the Bible. You see stories of the Nephilim passed down from the past to now. But what if I said to you, the Nephilim could never have been created until now? They didn't exist until now. But you know of them in the past. How's that possible? That's a paradox. So the real vampires...
It's a future echo.
The real vampires produced by Tim Rifat are what? Are the Nephilim. A lot of people aren't going to like that. A lot of people are going to argue with that, but I don't care. Because I know different. Because the Nephilim have the fifth dimensional ability built into them. So if we're living here now in this, just go behind the camera or something. If you've got the Nephilim living now, I've forgotten what I was going to say now, and you've got time, the dimension of time, and then you've got the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is no time. So how do you go back and change the past? Well, you have a connection to the fifth dimension that allows you to move back, drop down, affect the past in this dimension, pop back up and move back to now. So you're a fifth dimensional being. It's what the light workers want. They want to be fifth dimensional beings, but a lot of them think they're going to ascend off somewhere or give up their bodies and walk through a stargate. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to become a supernatural spirit? Because then you can't create your reality the way the humans can. You can't manifest the way we can by being the quantum observer to collapse the quantum wave function by observing reality to manifest the way we do. Using our free will energy, which is another thing Tim wrote about, hyperinfinity, which is generated in our bones. So let me slow down because I'm going to start sidetracking again in a minute. I was talking about a paradox. You might have to cut this bit. It's Greg's here as well and he's put me off and I was in deep concentration. Yeah, to you too. Well, that's the truth. Blame Greg. Alright, cheers Greg. See you later. Don't kill my cherry tree. Thanks. See you later, man. So, oh God, paradox. The alien thing. Yeah, so the Nephilim can move back in time and change the past. Now, who first wrote about the Nephilim? Yahweh, Jehovah. Yahweh went back in time, fifth dimensional being, entity, went back into powerful, evil, chaos god thing, went back in time to change reality on Earth, which would affect the future to stop Tim and the real vampires. So Jehovah went back in time and created Genesis and wrote about the Nephilim. That's a paradox in itself. But anyway, I'm going to stop there because I don't want to start going into one about evil chaos on that one. But Yahweh, a lot of people worship Yahweh, don't they? Queen, the royal family, the crown, Zion. They love Yahweh, which leads to Yahweh. And I'm going somewhere with this. Who else worships Yahweh? The 3 public contenders for the crown. Emily, the old guy who's 72, which I find interesting because Yahweh's evil tetragrammatron is 72. And the younger chap, Greg Hallett, King John III.
He's a German agent.
German agent, wouldn't surprise me, who everyone keeps telling me on a daily basis is the new king. The Queen's been arrested. Do you know how many times I've heard that since 2002? Every year I get told, Hillary Clinton's been arrested, this person's been arrested. Then you see him on telly a year later, oh no, it's their clone. Oh, shut up. It's ridiculous. Logic goes out the window. Humans have got very good logic and they've all forgotten that. So, Greg Hallett, even today on your page, Basis Project, meet your new king. Says who? Says his website? Says Greg Hallett because he wrote to the Vatican and they haven't replied. But someone signed for the documents, so he's the king then. That doesn't make someone a king. The other thing is, they've boarded up the palace windows. Yeah, we're in lockdown. There aren't as many staff there. They're saving money. They're keeping the light out. You know, this is easily explained. And the biggest one is they've changed the gates of Buckingham Palace. Who changed the gates? Would it be a delivery lorry that drove into those gates in October 2019 and had an accident and knocked the unicorn off the plaque? So you've got those gates, but you've seen it, the round one on the right and the round one on the left. And the one with the unicorn got knocked off, it was broken. So they took it away to be repaired. And they painted the black bit behind it a nice fresh black colour. All Greg Hallett has done is taken a photo of that, photoshopped his own one onto it, put it on his website. And then thousands of people on the internet start going, look, they've changed the gates at Buckingham Palace. What? Who's changed the gates? There's a helicopter about to fall out of the sky because it doesn't sound very healthy. That doesn't sound healthy.
Well, there it is.
He's got a problem. That doesn't sound right, does it? He's got an engine problem.
He's coughing.
He's going straight back to Goodwood, mate. No, I know that helicopter. It didn't sound like he came over early. It didn't sound like that. Anyway, so this is a UFO. So, Greg Hallett, and he worships Yahweh. So, what's going on there then? What does all this really mean? Do these people that are public contenders to be king or queen or whatever, yeah, they know a lot of stuff, they've done their research. Not one of them has pierced the last veil of the illusion, so they don't know how reality really, really, really works. So I'm telling you now, he's not king, it's not going to happen. Prove me wrong.
It's common sense.
Prove me wrong, isn't it? You know, and they say, and the Queen was seen on the 13th of June. And you think you can't just write a letter to the people in charge and go, I'm the true bloodline, I'm stepping in and taking over, when that person doesn't know how things really work. You know, they don't know about what we mentioned on the phone the other day, the Pleiades triangle. You know, what goes on in London, how the energies bled off all the people, how it's fed through the 13 bloodlines, how it goes through the Triangle of Art in Rome, how it's sent up to, can I mention the one near Pleiades? Should I say it or not? Orion.
Orion, yeah.
The Satanic Triangle of Art, where they're bleeding. Oh, this is what I was going to, I'll come back to it now. Good. Right. Everyone, all your space friends aren't there for your benefit. They're bleeding energy off you. And here's the difference between aliens and humans. Humans are quantum beings that can do things at the same time that supernatural spirits or alien beings cannot do. So when we listen to all these channelings and I've read hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of channelings. I used to collect them in binders 20 years ago. Burnt them all, burnt the whole lot now. Because the aliens will tell you, we're the good guys. We're this, we're that. You're special. We're not going to tell you how you can pull yourself out of the shit, apart from raise your vibes. That's all we'll tell you. But there's a lot more to it. There's the final veil, which is the science of Tim. He's telling you how to control reality, how it works. So these aliens, yeah, we're the good guys, we're helping you. You're special, believe in it, believe it will happen. It's just a carrot. Then they talk about malevolent aliens, so they're good or they're bad. I'll tell you now, the good aliens can be just as bad as the ones they're saying are malevolent. They just can't do it at the same time. Whereas a human, like Annie, I could love Annie, but I can hate her at the same time, which is quite a common thing. She didn't laugh. You're supposed to laugh and go, you're funny. So, all right, so you've been married your whole life. Oh, I fucking hate my wife, but I love her to bits. I can't live without her. That's a quantum thing. That's power. That's very, very powerful. No alien in existence can do that. All aliens outside of Earth are possessed, or might not be now, after what's happened. I don't know what's happened, but they're possessed by the chaos entity. So, they're highly intelligent. They want to make things. Look at how much stuff we make. Yeah, most of it's shit, but we make a lot of stuff. We do that because we're the observer. So we collapse it's called collapsing the quantum wave function to manifest reality. That's a whole other story within itself. So what energy allows us to do that? Free will. Now this is the name I'm about to say. Tim created this. He discovered it. Hyperinfinity. Hyperinfinity is your free will, your awareness. Humans generate free will from inside our bones. So inside our bones, we've got bone marrow. This hyperinfinity comes out of our bones and we use it to create. When you're born and your parents sign your birth certificate, they're signing away your free will. You then go to school, you're giving away your free will. You then go to work, you're giving away your free will, your hyperinfinity. You pay tax, you're giving away your hyperinfinity. You get a bank account, you're giving away your hyperinfinity. You vote, you give away your hyperinfinity. You pay a parking fine. You know, we're going into the realms of Tavistock MI4 here and the local councils. Anything you do for them, you're giving away your hyperinfinity. But where does it go? It's collected, it's all funneled. And we could talk about, you know, this hyperinfinity, this Higgs field, death force. That's another story. That's all to do with the Freemasons and the checkerboard, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, we stick to hyperinfinity. So the hyperinfinity is bled off us, and the short of it is, it's pulled into a square in London. So you've got the square mile. Near that, there's another square. And the buildings that make this square up are the Middle Temple, Gray's Inn. Oh, I've forgotten the other two. I always do this. Anyway, there's two more and they make a square. And this is to do with the Elohim. You know, all the light workers worship the Elohim. I worship the Elohim, as I've said before, for a long time, and they ruined my life nearly. Ruined my life. Luckily I met Tim. Very lucky. So, this hyperinfinity is moved through this square. From there, it's channeled to Rome. In front of the Vatican, you've got an obelisk. And further out, you've got another obelisk and then another tower or something. I can't remember, we went there, but I can't remember the names. And they make a triangle. A triangle of art. Hugely satanic triangle of art. Now we use a triangle of art in our magic kit. But it's a good thing. This is a bad thing. All that hyperinfinity leaves the planet. Where does it go? It goes all the way to Orion, Pleiades and the Cross, which is the celestial, satanic triangle of art. Ooh, what's that about? All this hyperinfinity from billions of people going on off there? Who's using it? Who's taking it? The aliens. Taking your hyperinfinity so they can create reality around them.
Try and get to source.
And get back to source. Because they can't do it. But it gets deeper. Ooh, look at planet Earth. They've got water, mountains, greenery, everything there. All these different types of energy that we can't harness and use unless we steal it from the humans. Here's an idea. Let's become the humans. And I first had this problem when I met a woman called Nancy Lyder on Godlike Productions a long time ago, and she runs at Zeta Talk. And they had this big thing about the aliens were saying, we're the ones doing the alien abductions. We come down and we're taking you because we need to do this in experiment. And I used to say to her, shouldn't you ask us to do that? Shouldn't you get our permission? Where's the free will thing in all that? So I don't know why I started talking about her. I was going to say something else, I've bloody forgotten again. Huh? Ah, yes, yeah, oh no, that's in the writing thing anyway. But so they're doing that with people. Then I made a realisation. You've got all these people that stay there from the stars. I'm a star person, I'm this, I'm that. I'm the reincarnation of this person. Now when I was grid keeper, I was possessed because I thought I was the real Amun Ra. Spiritual people used to walk up to me, I never met them, they go, you're Ra, you're this, I can see you. Am I? Okay, what does all that mean? That's how I found out the bloodline thing, Oh, I'm bloodline descendant as well from Amun Ra, it must be him. It goes back through King Harold. And I also found out recently, descended from King Canute, 31st great-grandfather, Robert the Bruce, there's loads of it. But it doesn't matter. The only thing I can take out of that is my genetic coding in me. So I've got Egyptian blood, I heal a lot faster than most people. Things like that, that's what you should take out of it. Tim showed me, if you think you're the reincarnation of someone, all you're doing is allowing that entity to possess you and become your awareness. And that's what you're all doing. Don't have to believe me. I know thousands of you will not believe me. It doesn't matter if you don't believe. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So all you light workers that are going to go through the stargates and leave your body behind and go off, pop, off you go, what do you think is going to happen? I'll tell you what reminds me of that. It's Westworld. At the end of Westworld, the second series, when they walk through the stargate into the other reality. So they leave their robot bodies behind and their awareness moves in. Oh yeah, we're in a new world, we're all right. So what if you light workers do that and you go pop into the next world? Oh yeah, this is all right, this is real. But you're not like this, you're not in this place. And then you realise, oh, I'm really struggling to make things happen, and why doesn't this work? Because you haven't got the hyperinfinity. So as soon as you pop off into your ascension, the supernatural spirit aliens will go, thank you, and pop into your body. Because through your own free will, you've given your body to them. Now they're in your body. Oh my God, look at all this hyperinfinity flowing out of me. I've done it. I can do whatever I want now. And my point to you lot is, Tim Rifat, his technology turns you into a fifth dimensional being. It gives you that ability, gives you that power, gives you the knowledge. So a few years down the line, when you've developed yourself with Tim's technology and you can learn to, you go beyond remote viewing, astral projection, understanding the dreamlike reality, dream space, so you can step out of your body, fuck off the middle place, don't go through the Archon filter, which makes you think you're going through worlds and you're not, you're still in the matrix. You can't get out because you're pinned. So with Tim's stuff, you ascend, I'm going to go and travel the multiverse. I'm going to go and look at this dimension. I want to go into this world. I want to meet supernatural people and have friendships with them, but I want to be able to pop back into this body. So you've got everything from base reality upwards. Rather than going, I'm in base reality, I'm going to jump to the fifth dimension because I want to be fifth dimensional. Oh fuck, I'm possessed by chaos now. How do I get out of that? Oh shit, I've got to become part of the leash and steal Hyperinfinity and God knows whatever else from humans. You see what I mean? It's a catch-22. So that leads me to, we spoke about the Unified Magic Kit, and there's upgrades. The next upgrade for the Unified Magic Kit is called High Magic. High Magic opens everything up to you in a way that's just phenomenal. And it's going to take Tim 25 years to explain this magic kit in its full detail. 25 years of videos, we'll get there. Now if you go onto my playlists, you've got Unified Magic, you've also got One World Religion. One World Religion videos are for anyone who's got the Unified Magic Kit and has then purchased the High Magic, because once you've got High Magic, it's all about reaching source and accepting yourself as source. So when you're in your protected circle of 34 crystals, you turn them around so they're pushing in towards you, and it pushes you towards source, yet at the same time, which in itself is a paradox because it's still pushing out and it shouldn't be, so it protects you from all evil. And our One World Religion that we've set up is to teach humans how to reach source, and that you shouldn't worship anything outside of yourself, which everyone talks about. All light workers talk about this. But the problem we've got is when you're possessed by the Zion installation that's placed into every Westerner when they're born, which is why you will get this shitty chatter in the back of your head. I don't get it anymore. It's amazing. That's because you kill the parasite that controls your 7 chakras that you don't need. You don't need those. There's others that you use. I forgot what I was going to say now. Don't know.
Chakra, back of your head.
No, it's before that. Oh yeah, High Magic. That's it. So yeah, that's all about. It's all about reaching source. And I know Tim comes across in quite a ballistic way, and it puts a lot of people off. It's because he doesn't care.
He doesn't want to save everyone.
He can't
He's
say.
giving you the information
You've got to
to
understand the
save yourself.
position
It's
he's
your
in.
choice.
By cosmic law, universal law, whatever, he can't help you all. He can't do it all for you. So it does his head in. He's in a paradox with that himself in his head. So he's going, okay, I've got to do this and I've got to make that happen to get here, because we want a golden age where the whole planet is magical, where anything you could think of you can do with these magic kits. That's the future. But at the same time, it's just done my head in now because I started thinking about the paradox. Anyway, High Magic. It's all there, and he's done it. It's all there, ready to roll. And yeah, it's expensive and it's money, but for what you get in our magic kit, you get more power than the Illuminati have got themselves, really.
But this requires you to focus. It requires the user to have focus. And
it requires
intent.
a lot, because
you just don't buy a bunch of rocks.
It's an equation of how much you believe it. If you buy something and think it's never going to happen, it's never going to happen. It's torsion field technology. It's connected to you, to your assemblage point. So, I've forgotten again. Bloody hell.
Yeah, if you buy a vampire service and you believe you're going to die, you will.
Yeah, it's like that as well. So, yeah, I've not forgotten what I was going to say, Miles. This is what happens. This is you and me. It's what happens. Open up this can of worms.
Well, he went to
my brain
Vietnam.
starts going, we can talk about this.
Tell us about your trip to Vietnam and meeting Tim, or why not mention your trip to the airport? That was fun.
Oh, that was dropping Tim off at the airport.
That was dropping Tim off on
So-
his way out.
Tim's tax exempt because he lives out of the country. And when we took him, when he went back to Vietnam, we took him to the airport, and it was his last day. So he had to get on that plane. You know, we spoke on the phone at what time we were going to leave, so we expected a bit of shenanigans. So what happened? We picked him up, and we've gone down and said, can we stop at the shop?
Yeah, we delayed by about 15 minutes.
So we
had to
stopped
go
at the
back
shop,
to the flat.
and then he said, go back and make sure my door's shut. And I'm like, well, he knows it's shut, he's delaying, he's seen something. So he went up, checked the door shut. We've then started driving up, what was it, the
A23.
A23.
M23.
And as we get to the second junction or something, and there's about, it's only about 300 feet of cars, wasn't it? It wasn't a big
No, it was
queue.
a bit more than that, but luckily we
Yeah,
started
no.
just before this.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah,
If we'd been
400.
15 minutes earlier, we'd been stuck in the
So you got 400 feet of these cars all stopped. And in front of them are like 3 or 4 X5s, police cars. And all the police are standing there like this. There's like, 4 of them like that, isn't there? All across the road, just standing there like that, which is a bit odd in itself. You usually do that if there's been a major incident, you know, so you think, something bad's happened here. And then the cars started sort of coming in behind us, and we were just next to the slip road. So we went just turn off. So we turned off and drove around and went across country. And we managed to escape it. Now that road, what time was this? 9, 10?
Yeah, yeah.
News report for that day. 5:30 in the morning, there was a major incident on that road. Motorbike crash. I'm like, okay. 5:30 in the morning, major incident with a motorbike. This is 4 hours on, someone must have died. The road's still shut. It's the road to the airport. Why is it still shut? Look on the news reports and watch the look at the coppers and the police cars. The only bike that's there is a moped standing up by the side of the road. Moped. They closed the road so that Tim would miss his plane. But they didn't expect us to Tim to delay it by 10-15 minutes. So what would have happened was, if we'd have got there 10 minutes earlier, we would have gone past the slip road and we would have sat there. And even though there was nothing happening and Tim got on his plane, they still didn't open the road till about half an hour after his plane took off at about 2:30, 3 o'clock. So they're not that bright, really.
I think there's other people.
Now, if the road had been,
that.
if the accident had happened, I'm saying they lied about the report as well. If the accident had happened 4 or 5 hours before, the road, that queue would have been miles long. It wasn't. It was only 400 odd yards. So what really happened, you know? They must have closed the road just before we got there.
Or had we taken off?
Yeah, then come out and closed it and then put a false report on the news. Of course, most people aren't going to be there and check it. They don't know, but we were there. We know what happened. It was a complete and utter lie. So that was funny. And then they tried to get Tim to agree to them killing him because he was going to come back this year. And they cancelled his flight and they said, we can last year, we can give you a different flight, but you have to go to a different airport. So instead of coming into Gatwick, you've got to fly to Heathrow, and as an apology for messing you around, we'll have a car waiting for you that you can drive back to Brighton. Well, they're going to do that for every single person on the aeroplane. He didn't even ask for that. They offered it to him. All he had to do was say yes. Oh yes, thank you. Thank you MI6, MI5, whatever. Thank you Home Office for giving me this car. Tim's driving around the M25, what's going to happen? They now have the power to attack him because he agreed to it. We're going to ram you off the road, we're going to blow the bomb up because you accepted it. But he said no. Good old Tim said no, stayed in Vietnam. That's what I say, they can't do anything to Tim unless he agrees to it. Yeah, mental, that's mental. So Vietnam was great, wasn't it? It was amazing. What can I say?
He looked as if he's having a nice time.
Tim's got a daily routine. He gets up, 11 or something, or later. Walks down, goes down to the beach, has a wash or whatever. And there's a lovely beach resort. It's quite private, and you can rent use of their services. And they've got holiday shacks. Yeah, it's got a gym there, and the outdoor pool's fucking great. There's no one ever in it. So he walks down there, goes in the pool, they're making coffee, has his tea, goes in the gym, might have a look on the internet for an hour, and he's the only one using it at the moment. And he's got a lovely apartment, really nice. And that's it, he just does that, walks around, drinking his Viet Duc.
What's the deal about the beer?
Brewed in,
Where you
in
s-
Nha Trang, where he's living,
See, this is the thing, people look at Tim and
which means White
Yeah.
House.
White House. So people look at Tim and they judge him, and he likes that. You know, he doesn't want to be dressed in a $1,000 suit. He doesn't care. Why would he care? You know, he's doing what he's doing. So he drinks a lot of this beer, and you look at a lot of the comments under our videos. Oh, he's just a pisshead. Oh, he's this, he's that, he's that, he's that, he's that. Sublime good. There's not much sublime good in this place. Tim knows how to take it out of evil. So every time he takes a swig from that bottle of beer, he's pumping all the sublime good from the White House into him. There's a lot of it. You have to drink a lot of beer. So he's bleeding the goodness out of Zion. Which, when you bleed the goodness out of something evil, it destroys itself. Clever that. It's chaos. Very clever.
But it tastes nice.
It tastes nice. It does taste nice. I had a bit actually.
Does this mean that if I have 6 pints of Guinness, am I somehow
Isn't it the same energy? Bill?
not the same energy?
No.
You need different earth energies in Vietnam.
Yeah. And
But
you
isn't
think
there?
about-
That's the reason that
yeah, so
the Vietnamese.
we spoke about this a long time ago when we were doing the films with you. When we talked about the ley lines coming in to Brighton, we talked about the I-360, I to the I, 360
Yeah.
Argand diagram, and then you've got the donut over the torsion field going up and down on the beachfront. Well, the ley lines,
It's 12
they're,
bar lady.
yeah, they're called bar lines. China has got 5-bar ley line, so it's harder for Zion to take over the people and possess them. They can still do it when they're born, but they shake it off pretty quickly, unlike the Westerners who end up with a voice in the back of their head causing them.
The end of the dragon line.
Yeah, so the dragon lines run through China and they go all the way down through Vietnam and they stop where Tim is. And because Tim has the Chinese dragon inside him and they haven't made him an offer to get it back yet, the Chinese dragon is sitting at the bottom of Vietnam. And what's the number one country in the world which is done the best in the coronavirus? Yeah. Wouldn't just happen to be Vietnam, would it?
Okay, talking about the coronavirus.
So, you know, yeah.
AI created
Well, Tim
partially. What's the deal there?
Tim remote viewed how it happened, and he said he remote viewed it, and he said, yeah, there may have been bad intentions and all this, but someone did drop something. The actual drop was an accident. No matter what anyone's intentions are, or who does what or whatever, all the conspiracies, everyone's got a different idea of who did it, how did it. When he remote viewed it, he saw someone drop it.
So that's the official thing. Even Simon Park says that.
God, you're telling me I actually agree on Simon Parks with something. There's a world exclusive, everyone. World exclusive. You heard it here first.
But there's different versions of this, and we're talking about a second wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, there will be a second
6
wave.
billion wiping out all people. I mean, but what's the deal on this?
See what happens. There will be another wave because it's a mutating RNA virus, you see, and they didn't
It's also
understand
the
it at
riots
first.
in the
And it's
West.
mutated
The West
already,
will
but
be
it can
destroyed.
mutate a lot of time. Sorry.
Yeah, no, the West will be destroyed through all the riots because as a result of the second wave.
Yeah, and it's what these things cause. Look
That's
at
the West will be destroyed by the virus.
You know, you've got the Black Lives Matter things, the things with the statues and the slaves, and it's all produced from this. I laugh at everyone going on about slavery because they're all slaves themselves. They're slaves to Zion. So you got all the slaves shouting about other people that were slaves and all. It's just like, no, can't do it. It's just madness, absolute madness to me. It really is crazy shit.
But the Earth's going through a magnetic shift.
The Earth's always going to be all right.
It's going to be doing it's doing its own thing.
You know, she's all right. It's like Tim said to me. He said now, especially with the magic kit, you can access the Earth energy directly on the ground. He said you would never believe how much of this energy the Earth generates. Huge amount, huge. Which is why Tim took over the Earth energy symbol of the Elohim. Because remember, we have all the Grail codes, we have all the Elohim codes to change the parameters of reality. And yeah, the symbol for love. This is what I try and tell light workers today, but they don't believe me. Everyone that says love is the answer. If you start projecting love everywhere, you're not just projecting love, you're projecting death and destruction and anti-good. They go, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I say to people, lose your fucking self-importance and just listen to what I'm fucking saying. Because the Elohim are not good beings. They created the wage slave of the Westerner. And they feed a huge amount of energy off broken relationships. And they
There's
did
a lot
that.
of that happening now.
Yeah, they did that
with the
by
lockdown.
putting anti-good on one side, death and destruction on the other. So the marriage ritual does that to people. When the male and the female walk down the aisle, no, sorry, the female walks down the aisle, the man standing, does he stand on the right? So the male is on the spiral, 7 spiral, comes down into a point, like balls and a penis. The 7 spiral the man stands on, and the woman stands on the left, and the point is where the vicar stands. It's a ritual. So you're putting death and destruction and anti-good into every Western marriage that's ever been created. And they fall apart. Get all this shit in the back of your head, saying stuff to you about the other person in your relationship. You end up hating each other. All because of what? All because some Zion dark matter parasite is jabbering away in your head. You don't know what to do about it. You think that's normal. That's not normal. That's not being human. That's not part of... And then they say, oh no, you need to overcome what's inside you and get over it and be this and be that. No, you need to kill it. Because once you kill it, your mind becomes free and you can think for yourself. And when it happened to me, I remember it happened about 6 months before you had your chakra rescue, didn't it? And I sort of woke up one morning, my mind was completely blank. You know, and for me to clear my mind, I used to come out here and cut 4 acres of grass with a lawnmower just so I could think about what I really want to think about. But now, I just sit and stop. There's nothing there. Unless you actually put something there, there's nothing there at all. And it's amazing. It's
I got that
amazing.
instantly when you did my chakra rescue.
Yeah, Annie paid a lot of money to have her chakras pulled out.
We had to go back in time. But
Yeah, and the difference is this. It's like when Kerry said to me, she didn't want to know about Annie's chakra rescue. It's the best thing Annie's done.
it stopped instantly. Or we
And
chatted for a week beforehand. I was feeling suicidal. And he said, well, of course you would be. They're trying to stop you doing it.
because they don't want to be pulled out. And we're not saying you shouldn't have any chakras. You should not have the 7 that have been promoted by the aliens to the humans, because that's where all this knowledge came from, didn't it?
And that's the
It's all channeled
NHS
information.
rainbow, inverting the chakra energies.
Because we did this in one of the films that you filmed with us. Remember on the right hand side of the board, he did the chakras and he said they're inverted anyway. So when you're going up, you're going down. And then it's when he said the number 7 on the Fibonacci code, the 7th term of the Fibonacci series is 13, which is the evil. 8 for the good, 13 for the evil. That's why you do 8 times 8 is 64, and then you do the 13 times 13, which I think is 169, which is all Fibonacci stuff. You need your chakras, but you just don't need these ones. You know, Tim hasn't explained it all yet. There's quite a few, and you can utilise them and use them for your own benefit. But these 7 is where you're pinned to the middle place. You're like, no, I'm not. I'm all right. I'm here. Yeah, but your soul's in another space. All these spaces exist around us, so people need to get their heads around. And the middle place is around us, and your soul's in it. It's not here with you, where it should be, unless you get a soul rescue, and then you can bring your angelic self back to you. But that's just the start of it. You've just got a long road to go to become your true angelic, holy angel guardian self, and that's what the unified magic, one world religion teaches you. So yeah, you don't have to buy anything, but the information's in the videos, and there's going to be hundreds of these videos over the next few years, just on the religion, you know, just on that. So it gets worse because people go off and they do Kundalini awakening, Kundalini yoga, going to open my chakras. Now, when I was grid keeper, the fucktard, I used to promote all this. I didn't know any different until I met someone like Tim and he showed me. Because when you open those chakras, especially in a kundalini, when you go all at once from the bottom to the top, the Zion parasite that's now grown big enough that it sits on your back from top to bottom, it's got barbs, invisible barbs. And as soon as you open from top to bottom, the first one goes in, next one, and then into the top. And it locks the evil, the 13 of the evil of Zion, into the top of your crown chakra. And you can't get it out. It's stuck there now until you die. And it'll control it. And then it'll start feeding off your awareness until you've got no awareness left that you were born with. And you won't even know that that's not you, that you're not you. That's how bad it is. And even though I'm saying that's how bad it is, there's a lot worse for humans. It's a lot worse. But people can't even accept this much of it. We ain't going to tell anyone what the next level of it all to free yourselves, because enough people have got to start accepting this. And the way I say it, I say it, we both say it the same way. It's like you're in a physical world, you can observe what's around you, so observe. Start observing. Stop reading and believing all the different conspiracies that are going on. If there's 100 different conspiracies about one thing, just walk the other way. Don't waste your time on it. What's the point? You know? So start looking around and going, okay, for hundreds, well, for a long time, people have been wanting to save reality, save humans, save the planet. And since the 60s, we've had all the love and lighters. How many love and lighters are there on the planet? There's more than 144,000, I guarantee you that much. What are they all doing? Projecting love everywhere. Where's the result of that? The world's fucked. The world's
What's the significance of that number?
fucked
Why
with
that number?
chaos. What number? What did I just say?
144,000.
12,
It's a
12
fib
squares.
number, 12 squared. So what's the matrix? It's a 12 matrix. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm one of 144,000. I'm going to go,
The
yeah.
Masonic grid is 12
It's to
squares by
keep
12.
you in the matrix, because if you escape the matrix, you're there, and you get out, you're in the over matrix. And reality is still conformed to your arc on reality. It's hard to get out. That's why Tim did all this. He spent his whole life working it all out, doing the hard work for everyone. People will never understand how hard this man has worked to get this done. You know? Hard, mate. I've never known anyone in my life that worked that hard to do this. That's why he sits around now drinking beer. He's done all the work. It's done.
Well, 'cause he's a mathematician as well.
Now it's
so
like-
there's the mathematics behind it.
Now he's like, I'm alright. I could do whatever I want in the world. But Tim doesn't want to live in a world where it's just full of shitty people running around running into fucking walls with their eyes shut. He wants the world to be magical, where everyone can go out and do real magic, and things are created and things happen that in 25 years will be normal. If I said it now, I'd still sound like a madman. And that's what he wants to happen. He doesn't want to live in a shit world, or he'd fuck off from here and go somewhere else, because he can. Tim's described other worlds to me. When he goes to sleep, he wakes up somewhere else, and he go through dimensions. And he said to me, he went into one world. He said it was similar to this, and it was solid. And he said everything was more solid and brighter, and all that. Yeah, weird. He said there's loads of worlds like this, but you'll never get there while everyone's locked in the archonic Zion prison they don't even understand they're in. To understand the Psi prison, just look at my Facebook post. It's explained. Supernaturalspirit.com. All these things that I get and put on Facebook, I edit them and bring them up to date, and I write a lot of my own stuff in as well. But I take them all from supernaturalspirit.com, every single one, because they're all there. People don't realise it's free. It's free. Zion described to you in every last bit of detail. You know. So what can you say to people? I'm not here to convince anyone. I just want to live in a better world with better people. I don't want to have to drive out up to the roundabout, and I've got people driving into the side of my car and not indicating at the roundabout, and stupid, non-thinking people. I want to get past all that, and I want people to wake up and realise the lie is so extreme they need to let go of everything they ever thought was true and start again. That's what I did as Grid Keeper, and that's why I turned into Celestial Paladin. I just accepted it, let everything go. And things, yeah, it's taken me 2 or 3 years, but I'm using Tim's stuff. My health is, I still have health problems, but it's getting better, you know. I still don't have to work properly. I can still survive off what I've got. I can grow my own food. I've got all my assets. I can, you know, I now own a farm, which I didn't own before I met Tim, and yeah, I probably would have got this anyway, but it would have been harder and taken me a lot longer. And Tim gave me some advice when he first met me, and I didn't listen to him. I thought, that's mad, I can't do that. Tim says, do this, do it. You'll be surprised what happens. But I got there in the end, you know. Yeah, I did. I didn't listen to his advice. I wish I had, because it sounded mad. Yeah, but the thing is with Tim, if Tim says something to you, he's already seen the result at the end of it, hasn't he? It's like, there's a result there, but you'll only get to that result because I've remote viewed it, but you've got to do this. But you might not want to do that, but if you don't do that, you won't get that. You know, it's the timelines. It's following your own timeline. Another thing the magic kit does, it change your timelines to conform reality to your will, which is amazing. Your own little personal reality around you, where you live, whatever. You know, incredible.
I think a couple of years ago we had 2 timelines, one of which...
Oh, the main timelines, yeah. Yeah, Tim said that. But your own personal little timeline reality of, if I make this decision, that's going to happen, or I could go down that road, which creates another timeline for me. The microcosm of it, you know. It gives you, it's all there, it's all there. You know?
You've been working hard on this.
Yeah. And trying to keep my field and my farm nice. Not enough hours in the day, is there, really? You know?
Brain can only take in so much at one go.
Yeah.
Is that the manifestation aspect of our resistance? You can only do so much.
Yeah, because if you were to focus on it full time, you'd need to not be doing anything else, would you, as well? And everyone's got a load of stuff going on in their lives. I knew that would remind me. That's what I was going to forgot earlier. What you need to use the magic kit. Sexual energy. So if you're giving it all away, if you wank 10 times a day and you do your magic, nothing's going to happen because you ain't got any power coming out of that area to do it. You know, so yeah, there's that, and you've got to believe in it. If you don't believe in things in the future world that's coming, then they won't happen.
Changes your intent.
You know, with the vampires, you'll find that the real vampires, even now or whenever, you've got to be careful what you think about.
That's
Things
important.
start to happen.
Because
It's not just vampires. Other people could do this.
yeah.
But it's for the vampires. You've got to be careful about what
But
you
isn't
want
that
and what
why-
you don't want.
You
know?
Not having this knowledge
Yeah.
is a good thing until you can think.
That's why we try to provide the science behind it, which is all the sea space and house space and the Argand diagram and how that stuff really works, just to help people understand it. But then if you've only found Tim Rifat now, it's like, well, to understand this, you've got to go and watch 100 videos. When do you have time to watch 100 videos? You know? I don't even have time to do that.
I listen to 300 hours of MP3s.
All the MP3s he sells. Remember I was going to give you all those MP3s because we were going to put them on your YouTube. Well, he changed his mind and now he sells, it's $50 for all the MP3s. It's not even 100 MP3s, it's over 600 of them. And you listen to it. One's half an hour long, the next one's an hour and a half long, the next one's an hour long. And it's the MP3s that tell you all about certain things on Tim's services and what it's the stuff people really want that he just won't give out to everyone because everyone's not going to buy his stuff, so why should he give it out? But if you've bought some of his stuff and you don't know about this, contact me or Mike or anyone you know to do with us and ask about the 100 of the MP3s because they're $50 for the MP3s and they're
But it's like expecting to walk into a library
They're
and
incredible.
reading every single book in the library.
yeah.
So how do people choose what's best for them in the order that's going to work best?
They'll know because it depends on what you've bought. So there's a lot of vampire services we don't understand. But if you go through there's a folder for the vampires, and there's some of these services, he's gone through the whole service. Things like that, really. Bone generators, psychic warfare. There's a lot of stuff on psychic warfare. Some of it is horrendous to listen to.
What sort of stuff?
Yeah, I listened to the one to do with the crown and stuff, and Space, and it's okay. You've got an enemy. Let's use Tavistock. So MI4 is your enemy. MI4 is every English person's enemy. MI4, because they're Tavistock. So they're the ones that make sure you get your parking fines, you go to school, they control all the local councils, bleeding your Hyperinfinity. And I've just completely sidetracked myself in my head and forgotten what I was about to say again.
Do you want to take a 5-minute break?
Yeah, go on then. I'm tired now. What was I even talking about?
Okay.
So why did I even talk about Tavistock? This is what happened.
Yeah,
Well, we got. If I just zoom up with the dog,
Yeah.
there we are, running.
What's he doing, Cookie? Little Cookie. Cookie the vampire dog. Special. She takes on the aliens from
Well,
Syria.
Dunks, we're closing this little bit off.
Yeah.
A lot's happening. I mean, this is a really stressful time for everybody, right across the whole globe.
I think if people want to de-stress, shut the internet off for a week. Stop reading shit, because it is shit. It's all shit. Tim calls it white noise. He said you've got everyone down here, and you've got all the real information up here, and you've got all the white noise in the middle. And he said people cannot get enough of the white noise, and I totally agree with that. I do. I was like that. You know, I read every conspiracy I can find, but unless you know the secrets of Illuminism, half these conspiracies are just absolute claptrap anyway. They really are, you know.
But isn't that the point?
Yeah, exactly. And you know what this weekend was supposed to be? We were going to do the big magic school gathering.
This is the 2020 solstice weekend.
It got cancelled, didn't it? Unfortunately. That would have been nice. So we'll probably go and venture out to a few places this weekend instead. Have a little summer solstice adventure. And there's been a few crop circles, hasn't there?
Yep, 2 or 3.
But we can't go to any, which is a shame.
We found one in the rain yesterday.
Did you?
There's one in Pottern.
Yeah.
Which is, I may have seen some craft come down and
Ooh,
yeah.
interesting.
Finally,
Yeah.
it's great to see you again,
And you?
girls and boys
and dogs.
and dog.
Little Cookie.
And we've got my car's been christened now with the caravan hitch.
Yeah, we moved the caravan. Didn't rip the tow bar off the car.
Well, fortunately, the car is got the front bit and the back bit are sort of together still. But
Yeah. And we're in the lovely fruit garden.
and we're in the fruit garden.
We are in the fruit garden. So this time when you
Okay,
come next year,
final
we'll be picking
final
fruit off.
final little words to close off this. I think it's
Um,
been 18 months since I've been down here.
Is it really?
Yeah, doing a film. We were Goodwood last year.
Wake the fuck up or don't. What else can I say to people, really? We're giving it all to you on a plate. Yeah, and a lot of people don't like the way it's presented or the way Tim is, but that's just the way it is. It's never going to change,
Well, thank you, Duncan.
you know. Thank you,
And
Miles.
Angelic Annie.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Go on, get Annie on shot. Go on. Hello. It's pretty Annie. Cheers.
We'll call that a wrap.
Cheers, Miles.